Hi, Tony Sells here. Welcome to the line. We found yet another technology company changing, really helping, enabling small business leverage technology as a tool, being and doing what it's supposed to do. I mean, is supposed to enable us to do more, the ultimate tool. And I've got Dave Herbs here, who's a vice president with Mother G. What a great name. Mother G is one of those managed service providers that's really focused in and drilling into helping manufacturers really navigate this adoption into the cloud and all these systems that have been inherited that have the idea of reaching there, but really practically still have to be supported on site. How did you guys get into that niche? What was that? What was the Dave? What was the impetus that got you into manufacturing?
Well, our value proposition is light switch IT, where everything should be able to work like a light switch. You flip it on and it just works. So we had a couple of clients, and they're in the manufacturing world. They had all sorts of different factory floor automation. They had premise-based servers, and they're pretty much focused on manufacturing products and not on IT. And we could bring to them a team of experts to better suit that environment.
Yeah, I mean, I just think about how powerful that is in a manufacturing realm. I mean, here you've got all this hardware that is got software on it. It's running all these machines. It's creating all this data. Yet it doesn't integrate with any of any of the systems, any of the ERP that's going on through all the entire plant. And a company like yours can come in and get everything to work together, to talk to each other, to get them the dashboard, the visualization they need in order to make good decisions. And that's really what you're helping companies do. Not only build but upkeep that, make sure that it's moving and the switch is on. Is that correct?
Absolutely correct.
So
the other thing we became very good at is being a liaison with that ERP vendor. And then we kind of got into different areas in the manufacturing world, such as wireless out on the factory floor, where they could have barcoded scanners, and they needed that to work flawlessly, and or printers on the factory floor, printing barcode labels to be able to ship product. And it's all integrated, and it needs to be integrated with their carriers and the communication, and everything has to work flawlessly.
Right. Well, and I'm going to pick on the manufacturers of these ERP softwares for a little bit, okay? Because the concept of vaporware doesn't mean what it used to mean back in the dot-com bomb days. I don't know if you go back. I got enough gray hair to remember that. But the vaporware that exists, I think, today is the concepts of what some of this software could do for the manufacturers and the practical application of the guys on the floor utilizing that information, or even in the office using that information. There was a big gap there, right? And companies like you came along to make that happen. Is that fair?
That's fair. We see it every day.
Right. And so they got sold the suite of goods, and now they got to go put it to work. And you guys are the ones that kind of roll up your sleeves, get your hands dirty, and make that stuff cross the last mile. And that last mile is where all the utility comes from. Is that correct?
That's absolutely right.
So
we find many times the infrastructure is a mess, and that is a requirement to support the ERP application. We see it every day.
Right. They've spent all that money on the tool, but they don't have the practical implementation down. And that's where Mother G comes in. And that is a very interesting name. I want to talk about that for a second. Where did that come from? Why Mother G?
Well, we had a boring name, Transtech Consulting Services. We hired a consultant to help us pick a new name that would be more memorable to our clients, and they came up with Mother Network Guardians. And it's something, if you think about a mother who protects your environment, will give you good guidance and make sure that your best interests are at heart. That's how we got to Mother Network Guardians, and then our clients actually shortened it to Mother G.
Wow.
That was our domain name.
Yeah, well, and there's a lot of genius there, and I think it explains the difference between you and really a lot of companies that are in this space, in this mid-market space, that is targeting manufacturers. There's a lot of managed service providers, but having the knowledge and the foresight to protect the company, and mother them to see ahead of what they're facing and being able to, make sure that they don't make mistakes or step in it, if you will. That's what you guys do. It's almost one part strategy, one part service, and then one part vision to get ahead of where the problems are going to be. Is that kind of what you guys sell?
That's exactly right. And we take a proactive approach through some very sophisticated tools to be able to monitor and actually find issues before they happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Dave, we got 1 minute left. What's the one thing you would love, everybody that's out there in the ether to know that makes you different from a lot of these managed service providers? What is the one thing that you consistently hear from your customers that makes you different?
I think our core values and beliefs, we actually like our clients and we take their interests at heart. Mm-hmm. We look out for them and they realize that we do things that other companies don't do. Mm-hmm. Like we use the NPS scoring system from Bain Management Company. Mm-hmm. So that at the end of every ticket that we start for work, mm-hmm. we ask them a survey question based on a scale of 1 to 10. How would they rate our service on that particular ticket? Mm-hmm. And if you know anything about the NPS scoring system, mm-hmm. it's 1 through 6 are negative responses, right. 7, 8s are neutral, 9s and 10s are positive. Mm-hmm. You calculate them up and subtract, and you come up with a score. We're right there with Amazon, Hewlett Packard, Costco, and some of the top leaders with an NPS score. Nice. And it's a KPI that's critical to us, and we monitor that on a weekly basis.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Hey, we call it partnering versus vendoring, and you guys are doing it right outside O'Hare. It's so good to have you on the show, man. Another technology company out there taking arrows for their partner clients. Thanks so much.
All right. Thanks so much, Tony.